Well, hello and welcome back to another Primetime Devo. My name is Duane Matz, and we're continuing in the book of Second Timothy, chapter 3, talking about these influences and behaviors that are going to sap the strength out of the church in these last days. And these last days have been with us ever since Jesus ascended into heaven and will be with us until he returns. And today we're going to talk about pride. Yeah, pride goes before the fall, says the proverb. And we read from Second Timothy 3, verses 1 and 2, which says, "But know this, that in the last days perilous, strength sapping times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud." Proud. All right, today we're going to look at pride. Whereas, we looked at the boasters a couple of days ago. The boasters managed to exist without being the least bit productive in the kingdom. But the proud are those who look down their snoot at any and all other Christians. You could say they kind of start believing their own press clippings, if you will. And the prideful church can actually be accomplishing things that are good for the kingdom. The problem is they're going to let everyone know about it, including God, and they're going to think more highly of themselves than they ought. And this attitude is best portrayed in the parable of the Pharisee and the publican that is spoken of in Luke chapter 18, verses 9 through 14. We read, "Also, he spoke this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: God, I thank you that I'm not like the other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I possess." And the tax collector, standing afar off, would not so much as raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Now, Jesus was not disappointed with the things that the Pharisee was doing. It was his attitude of pride. This attitude nullified every good thing he was doing. And so it is with the prideful church. Is your church doing well and well doing? That's wonderful. But it's by no means anything to brag about. Jesus said this in Luke 17, 7 through 10. And which of you, having a servant plowing or tending sheep, will say to him when he has come in from the field, Come at once and sit down to eat? But will he not rather say to him, Prepare something for my supper, and gird yourself, and serve me till I have eaten and drunk, and afterward you will eat and drink? Does he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I think not. So likewise you, when you have done all those things which you are commanded, say, We are unprofitable servants. We have done what was our duty to do. Pride sucks the strength out of a church because the motivation is to make yourself look good. And it turns into self-reliance rather than Jesus reliance. And 2 Corinthians 10:17 reminds us, let him who boasts, boast of the Lord. Well, that's all the time we have for today. God bless you. Thank you much for listening. Remember, Jesus loves you. Tell your face about it.